Smile for real. Want me to give you a countdown?
So I arranged to pick Molly up at Overflow. I was going to meet some friends there later on anyways. So I pulled into the back parking lot and she actually, I think, did I see you first?
No, I got out of my car a ways back.
I got out of my car and saw her walking down the parking lot, and of course she had her cheese balls with her.
Which actually was a hard decision for me because I had just started carrying my cheese balls like only 2 weeks earlier, or 3, just not long. And I saw them in my back seat and I was like, do I bring them on this first date or not? And my brother's voices rang in my ear, Molly, if you really want to know if this is the guy for you and if he's the kind of guy that would fit in the Barnhart family, then you gotta just be yourself. And I got my cheese balls and I offered them to him right away and he ate 2 of them, which was really nice. And he was really cute, really good looking. Just like this. No, he looked about the same.
So we got in my car and we drove to Applebee's, and while we got there, we just, you know, had a conversation and talked about a lot of different things. Eventually, it came up. Was it at Applebee's that I told you about my dream?
Yes.
I had a dream the night before, having
visited. But he introduced it this way. This way. We had only known each other now for like 45 minutes, and said, "So I had a dream about you last night." And then he told me.
So I told her about my dream. It definitely had spun off of seeing some of her previous videos on her website, where she was playing practical jokes on different people, her mom being one of them, tricking her mom into thinking that her car was stolen. And it just seemed like no matter where Molly went or what she was doing, that she had a video camera with her at the time. And so I had this dream that we were out to eat together, and throughout the dream it was from a first-person perspective, like it was me seeing her and the places we were. And at one point I had asked if I could pray for our meal in the dream, and she said of course. And as I began to pray, the dream went from a first-person to like a third-person perspective, and it moved, and now I was seeing myself praying, and I realized that the angle that I was seeing was from a video camera, and she was videotaping me as I was praying. Again, this was just a dream, so I shared that with her, and
I promised I didn't have a video camera that was on at the time. I'm sure there was one in my purse.
Right.
I wasn't videotaping him.
So anyways, following dinner, we had to get back to Overflow. It was karaoke night there, and there was going to be a big crowd, and she had to get back to see and kind of host that event. And on our way back, I had asked her if she ever gets embarrassed.
And I said, yeah, I get embarrassed.
And the persona that I had of her from her website was that she doesn't get embarrassed because of the videos that she posted, just doing wild, crazy things, laughing, you know, personal injuries and all kinds of things. And so I just said, I don't believe you. I don't think you ever get embarrassed. And
I was embarrassed at that moment when he's telling me I don't get embarrassed. I'm starting to think, oh my gosh, I was replaying through my head all the videos that I have posted online. And I never thought that my future husband would get his first glimpse of me through that, because you can't really probably see too much depth there through the Matilda Maccabee labor-inducing videos while I was wearing footy pajamas in a British accent and a wig. So I was getting really embarrassed thinking, oh my goodness, he thinks I'm crazy. I hope I gave him enough of a good picture of myself and my depth. But then we got to Overflow and kind of that conversation ended. And
there was a big, the crowd was there, and she had all kinds of people that she had to see. I spent a little bit of time with my friends who I had met there, but then it was time for me to go back to Long Prairie, and it was just kind of awkward. There wasn't a lot of closure because, again, she was being torn in different directions.
He said a nice goodbye, but he didn't say he'd call me again. I wanted him to because I liked him.
So now I'm driving back to Long Prairie, and I've got about 2 hours just to think and process through the evening. And
in the meantime, I am out with friends at Perkins that night, and they're asking me how the date went, and I said, great, but I think he thinks I'm crazy. And So I took some time and I prayed, just me and God. I said, God, if he thinks I'm okay, like maybe that he's interested, would you prompt him to let me know that he thinks I'm okay and maybe wants to see me again? So I prayed that specifically, and I got home that night at about 1 and got a Facebook message from him which said,
again, as I was driving back to Long Prairie, the thought occurred to me that the way we left things and just a lack of closure, that I thought that maybe she thought that I thought she was crazy. And so I wanted to kind of lay that to rest if in fact that was what she was thinking. So I sent her a Facebook message when I got home. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just said, I don't think you're crazy. And I get it, I understand it. I understand the cheese balls. I've been in youth ministry long enough to understand why we do some of the things that we do. And I wanted to just try to confirm that I didn't think she was crazy, and I understood why she did it, and got a glimpse of who she was.
And he asked me out on a second date the very next day.
The plus side was that I was coming back down to the cities the next day with my youth group. We were going to a Twins game and going roller skating. And so that was a great excuse for me to follow up with, oh hey, by the way, I'm going to be at a Twins game with my kids and we're going roller skating, and if you're free, you should come by. And I was thrilled when she said she did have the evening free, and she came and joined us for roller skating.